guys. Good evening. Good afternoon. Welcome back to our channel. How is everyone doing tonight? Hey, beautiful people. If you are here, say hello. Welcome, welcome. Happy Sunday. How is everybody doing? I hope we are well. The weekend is over so quickly. We thank God, though. Today is the 11th. Christmas the 11th. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Tony, good evening. Chat moment. I see you. Good evening, Drulo. Thank you very much. Can you hear me? I hope you're all right. Yolanda, so nice to see you again, sis. How are you? I'm envying the fact that you are having sunshine in the Caribbean while I'm here in this cold. You must send me an invitation to come visit. I'm craving for that heat that you're enjoying in the Caribbean at the moment. Treasure Desire, welcome. Thanks, everybody. So this is just going to be a very quick one tonight because I've got so many things to do before tomorrow. So let's just get into it. We are here to talk about this situation about Daddy Gio and Mommy Gio. I titled it Divorce in the Altar. And that is because this Daddy Gio is one of the oldest, like one of the founders of the Pentecostal movement in Nigeria. If you know anything about Pentecostal churches in Nigeria, there was the late Archbishop Benson Dahosa is the one that is credited with bringing Pentecostal churches to Nigeria. I'm not sure if he's the one that owns the very first Pentecostal church in Nigeria. I'm not sure if he's the one, but so churches like this bishop's church, is he a bishop? Is he a pastor? I think he never even took. He's just retained the title of a pastor. Sounds like a very, very simple person, a humble person. Because most people who have been in ministry for 50 years, he recently celebrated his 50 years on the pulpit. His name is Pastor Oritsejafor. Yeah, 50 years on the pulpit. That's a lifetime. That's a lifetime. Yeah. Chat moment, say, how did the men in my house, how did they react after England lost? I didn't bother to ask. I just ran to my room to escape. I don't want to see any long faces. Oh my dear. So this is Pastor Oritsejafor. He was the former the president of the Christian Association of Nigeria. And this is his wife or his ex-wife now. Her name is Mama Helen. I understand that's what they call her, Mama Helen. You know how in these churches they tend to call them Papa and Mama and things like that. So the story that's been trending since last week on social media is that they are divorcing. Yeah. Yeah, that's what Clara. Yeah, I see your comment. Yeah, we're going to come to that in a minute. Yeah. So that's the story that they are divorcing. It's been everywhere. I actually saw it a couple of days ago, but I was waiting to see if there's any authenticity in this story because I don't want to run with any story that is not credible. However, there's been numerous reports that this story is reportedly true. All right. I know some family members, like the woman's brother, is said to be on social media saying that it's not true. But this is what I saw on social media a few days ago. So Pastor Ayo celebrated his 50 years on the pulpit. Give us a thumbs up, guy. Let me take this out so we can see. He celebrated 50 years in the ministry, and you can see there. So normally the picture on my left is how, this is how they used to sit. You see those grand chair. I don't know where they designed these chairs. They look like chairs that people used to sit in the 18th, 19th, 16th century. Kings and queens used to sit in this kind of. It has so much gold. It's scary. Anyway, this is how they used to sit in the churches, in their church. The church is located somewhere in Warri. That is south. Is that south Nigeria? Uh but you can see now the picture on my left. You can see it's only one chair. That's Pastor Ayo. I think this was taken last week. I think it was precisely last Sunday when they were celebrating 50 years. Mm. 50 years in ministry. That's a long time. It's a really long time. I been say Auntie B, now throne chair be that throne. Now this one there for heaven. Now the chair right there for heaven be this. Eh? Now wow, all these chairs. Now wow. I'm sure they like them, but for me, I don't know. I don't know. They look kind of funny. See this one, white. think they have different colors. Then the other one is red. Is gigantic chairs like this, and they always put so much gold. I don't know why Nigerians like gold in their furniture too much. I've seen some Nollywood movies and even some of these celebrities, when they show their houses, they have these ugly chairs, gigantic chairs with so much gold in them. Like, okay, they are kind of tacky. It's not my preference, but I'm sure some people like them. But I mean, they look kind of funny. They don't look like something that belongs to this century. Yeah, they have all these chairs with so much gold on top. They are imported from Turkey, Temiti. You've seen those chairs by in Hollywood movies. I'm wondering, why are the chairs so big? I mean, can somebody even be comfortable in these chairs? I thought the whole purpose of having furniture in your house is to be comfortable. But there's no way you can even rest in those chairs and lie down, because the amount of gold embroidery that is on top. Anyway, we're not here to talk about chairs. I think Nigerians like it. They like it because it signifies posh or affluence or something. I don't know. I see them all around. Okay, I think it's a matter of individual and choices. I don't like them one bit. I think they are just they don't look like chairs that belong to this century. It will be interesting to see the chair that the former queen, our queen, used to sit on. No, Queen of England, Eliza, Mama Shali. It will be interesting to see the chair she sits on. Whether it's something like this, too gigantic like this. I mean, these chairs are like 6 foot. They are all so tall. Oh my God. Yeah. Anyway, it's not about chairs. We are talking about this great man of God today. Pastor Ayo is one of the oldest, Daddy Geos. His church is one of the biggest back in the day. I don't know if it's still, because in Nigeria they do competition for churches. So I don't know if it's still as big compared to the ones that are building now. All this dome that people like Pastor Neche and all the other people, Winners Chapel and all those big ones that are built. I mean, when you think about it, the rate at which they build churches in Nigeria, just imagine if it was companies. Even if it's small scale companies, there are many like that. People who have jobs, they will create employment. The number of churches in Nigeria is something that is serious. It's very, very serious. I'm telling you, there's a serious competition in Nigeria with churches. Every street, there's many churches. Hmm. Many churches. Truth. See, I see truth comments. Truth, what are you saying? What of Pastor Ayo's first wife? He left his first wife for this wife to come. Ayo married her because she's more beautiful than. That's not true. Truth, why are you saying that? That comment is not truth. The Pastor Ayo's first wife passed away. That's what happened. That's not true. He married this one after his first wife. He was married to another woman that was called Stella, I think. And they started the church. It's called Word of Life. Word of Life Ministry, I believe they call the church. And they started the church together with his first wife, but she sadly passed away. And then he married this current wife now. I think she had complication from diabetes. That's what I read. But I was still in Nigeria then, so I remember vividly. The first wife passed on. So that information you have, truth, is not correct, right? But he did marry the second wife like 13 months later after his first wife passed away. I think pastors tend to do that quite. They tend to marry very quickly after, maybe if anything happens to their wives. I think it's to avoid temptation, so that they don't fall into sin. But they do tend to marry very quickly. And incidentally, now that you've brought it on, let's talk about it. There's a church in Nigeria, in Abuja, they call the pastor. What's the name of that church? I can't remember the name now. Those of you who know Abuja will know. Pastor Sarah is the wife of the late pastor. The man passed away. And somebody who attend the church, I have some of my family members that attend the church, told me that the only reason they will allow her to run the church was for her to say that she will not marry again. You see, even in the church, there is patriarchy. But all these other pastors, when their wives, for whatever reason, when they pass away, they marry very quickly. But when it's a woman, if the man passes away, then the woman cannot become pastor except she doesn't marry again. Double standard. Yeah, it's family worship. Thank you, Amy. It's family worship center. Yeah, that's one of the oldest churches too in Abuja. Back when I was doing it, I was a youth copper in Abuja. That's when the church started. Pastor Sarah, what's her surname? Trying to remember, something Marco or something like that. Very frank woman. I really like her. She's so frank. She always speaks to authority. She always calls out bad leadership and all that. I really, really like her. Yeah, Marco, Pastor Sarah Marco. She never remarried. So when we talk like this, they will say, why are you talking like that? But it's true. If a man can remarry, why can't a woman remarry when the other person has passed? Even in the church, you see? So she has to take the oath of what? Celibacy. Wow. And they always usually found the church together. They always start the church together. Anyway, that's not the topic for today. The topic for today is about Pastor Ayo and the news floating around social media that he is divorcing from his wife. So I'm reading it from one of Nigerian blogs. It says that in 2020, that they've been having problems till 2020. It's not today. It's over 2 years. That even in 2020, that Mrs. Oritsejafor accused her husband of making plans to unlife her, to delete her. That's a very serious allegation. Okay. So Word of Life Church is what their church is called. It's based in Warri, Delta State. And they were married for 25 years. They got married in 1997, 13 months after his first wife, called Stella, went to be with the Lord. And he and his first wife founded the church together on the 15th of November, 1987. So you see, wow, it's a long time. 1987 to 2022. Is that 50 years? I don't know, but I heard that he celebrated 50 years. Or maybe he was in ministry before he started the church, because that's definitely not 50 years. 1980, 50 years is 1972. So this is the news that's been circulating. So the thing has been kind of, because they haven't actually come out to make any statement, right? None of them have come out to make a statement, but people are deducing from everything going on that that all is not well in the family. That all is not well in the family. That's what people are saying. That all is not well in the family. That even the wife has relocated to the UK. She's in the UK as we speak. Yeah. Yeah. Even when Archbishop Idahosa passed, his wife never remarried. I'm just wondering, how come that the GO's wives never marry, but they marry very quickly? Somebody is saying that it was her choice not to marry, that she's a member of the church. It was her decision. Mehi Roya said, it's Pastor Sarah's decision to not get married. I'm a leader in Family Worship Center. Okay. I'm just saying what I heard at far back, as at that time that her husband passed. A family member of mine who works in the church, or not works, attended the church, told me that this was the condition that she was given to be given that mantle of leadership. I don't know if it's true. So if you say this is her decision, okay, it's possible. All right. Now, let's talk about this. There's a lot of allegation going on. So there's counter allegation. First of all, the first allegation about this situation is that there's been cheating going on, right? There's cheating going on. I'm not sure if the cheating is from Daddy Ayo Oritsejafor or is the wife. There's something to be said about her dressing though. All this heavy bowler cap, I don't know. It's not easy being a mommy GA, but these bowler caps, they are very serious hat. Like, anytime I look at the hat, I'm like, if you remove that hat, you can put a baby inside that hat. Eh? You can successfully squeeze a baby inside and put it back on, and nobody will know. So yeah, she wears this really larger than life, caps, hats, mommy Geo hats. So there's been a lot of allegations out there. Reportedly, people are saying that, that there's cheating. As a matter of fact, I was listening to it. Augusta Gold covered this quite well. She said that even people that attended the church reportedly said that there's been police called to the church because there's been fight over properties or assets. That there's a finance or something like that, a finance microfinance bank or something like that that is owned by the church that Pastor Ayo's wife reportedly has taken over. Is all reportedly, allegedly. Mm? So yeah. So they said that she was not allowed to come to the church, that the wife of the pastor, because of what has been going on. First of all, the first thing that people are reporting on social media is that Pastor Ayo had to leave the house because the wahala was becoming too much for him. He's an elderly man. I think he should be in his 70s. He's not a young man. If somebody has been in ministry for 50 years, so the Baba don't try. He's tried. I don't know if I can find his age, but he should be in his 70s. He's not a young man. So let me see if I can Google it and find it. It's very difficult to see ages of Nigerians online. No, I can't find it. I can't find his age. Anyway, let's leave that. So they said that he was the one that left the house because there was a lot of things going on, because there were disagreements. Also, one of the things that people are saying is the fact that they had issues with, conception, children. So there's been pictures of them with children, right? But I'm not sure if he has children from his first wife. Somebody said that they don't have, I read somewhere that they don't have children, but I read another place again that he has a son from his first marriage. I don't know what is correct in this because it's all hush, hush, hush. Because they haven't released any statement, it's quite difficult for you to know what is, going on. This is one of the things I want us to discuss. The other day we were talking about Fatu Igbo, and we're talking about when issues happen in church, how, it's all hush, hush, hush. The pastors or the men of God don't tell their congregation, they hide it. And some people said the reason, when we're doing that video the other day, that the reason is because some people may lose faith if they know. And we're talking about illness the other time, but it's the same thing that happens with marriages. What I find is that when men of God are having issues in their marriage, they tend to hide it. I'm suspecting that maybe it has to do with, not shaking the faith of the followers. But at the end of the day, they are human beings. They are human beings. So, yeah, the story about them having children, if you see the picture of the children are quite young. They look like teenagers, right? And for, a grown, an elderly man like Pastor Ayo Oritsejafor, you will expect that he will have children he should be a grandfather by now if he had children early, But I don't know what the situation is. Somebody said that, Tammy, you're saying that he doesn't have children for the first wife. Yeah, okay, I saw that too. But then again, you don't know the truth about all this. Somebody is saying that there's a son. And then I heard that the triplets that this current wife has for him may not have been conceived naturally. Maybe they were adopted. Some said it was IVF. Some say it was adoption. I mean, I just wish people were open about these things. Honestly. Because I believe, this is my personal belief. Oh, please, nobody should come for me. I can express myself. This is my show. Because I know religious fanatics. You people tend to come here to come and fight when somebody expresses their opinion about something. The way I say it is that if people of God or leaders, religious leaders, daddy geos and mommy geos have issues around having children, and they can boldly talk about it, even if they adopted or they use surrogacy or IVF, it will encourage members of the church. Yes, it will encourage members of the church who are having the same challenges to know that it is okay for you to have children by other means. Not all women, unfortunately, will be mothers naturally. Not all women will carry babies, in their wombs. Not all men are able to produce seed that will fertilize and become children. It happens. People have medical condition. People have some natural, issues even with fertility. But that is another thing that is hush, 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 hush in our environment. Our society is so hush about it. And I'm telling you that if people experience this as leaders of religion or pastors and they say it, if a man is struggling with his wife in the church and the thought of having adoption or using IVF or surrogacy, they will be more open to it because Nigerians tend to copy their men of God. They tend to copy. It is what their men of God do, especially the men. Look at the other one, Pastor Chris. All his pastor perm hair like him. They do Jericho. Why are they all looking like him? It will help other couples. But again, we live in a country, in Nigeria, where everything is secretive. They hide everything. So everything is secretive. Very, very hush hush. Angela said, Auntie B, Pastor Ayo and his wife are very open about their challenges and the IVF they did and encourage members to go ahead and look into it as a way of having kids. Did you see this? Or did you hear this? If they did, then that's good. That's really, really good. So, because it was obvious that they were having issues with, having children. Because even the pictures of the triplets I saw, they are quite young. So that means they had them quite late. And somebody was saying that this is the only children that they have, that he didn't have children from his first marriage. Life happens, unfortunately. Whether you're a man of God, you're a woman of God, life happens to all of us. You are a human being first before you become a pastor, a G, or whatever. So I see, I just see this as it's one of those things. It's one of those things. It's just life happening. Even with the divorce one now, the way they are going about it, hushing about it, not saying anything, it's just, again, is life happening to two people, two married people. People divorce every day, right? But it's harder when you are a man of God and you are respected like this. You've been in ministry for so long, yeah. Yeah. Right. So I'm just saying that even divorce happens to anybody, even men who are men of God. But obviously, a lot has been going on in the church. I don't know if the church member knows. If you're a church member here, you live in Worry and you know for sure, maybe you can tell us. Hmm? Your husband's family are members of the church and is well spoken about in the church, Angela said. Okay, that's good. Thank you for telling us. Hmm? Temiti, you're having a discussion there. What's going on? Okay. I think there's a discussion there going on. I think I may have missed it. Hmm? Men who are 50 years and above have ED. Is that the discussion? Is it ED that causes it? Has ED got anything to do with making babies? I don't know. I'm not a medical person. Hmm? I heard that somebody in Nigeria, a pastor in Nigeria, he and his wife faked it because they were having issues with having babies. They came, they had a surrogacy, and quickly came abroad with the surrogates, had the babies here, and they didn't return back to Nigeria until the baby was born. And she was faking the pregnancy just to show that she's the one pregnant. I'm not talking about this couple. I'm talking about different scenario now. hmm So it's around being open about challenges of life. Like we said the other day, me, I believe that if you have a position like that, and because there will always be people in the church, and let me tell you something, this issue of not having children is something that a lot of people struggle with in Nigeria. The woman usually is the one that has suffers the brunt of it. Society in Nigeria is not kind to women who don't have babies. Even if it's the man that has problem, it's you that they will blame. In Nigeria, everybody believes that if a man cannot have children, if a couple cannot have children, the woman is blamed automatically. She's the one. Especially if somebody now comes from outside and said that the man has impregnated them, even if that child is not their own. We know many like that, bastards that they brought. They now say, hey, they said it's the woman that has the problem. It happens quite a lot. So that's why we need to, it's another area we talk about stereotypes. Just as we were talking about mental illness the other day, being able to have children naturally and not being able to have children naturally, there's a lot of stereotypes around it that needs to be broken. We need to break down the stigma around people not being able to have, not everybody will have children, not everybody, but the society in Nigeria is very brutal to people who can have children naturally. Yes, and when people believe that, oh, because I'm a Christian, I'm serving God, then it must happen. It may not just happen. It may not just happen. Anyway, let's leave that. Another issue that I read about that's been happening, according to all the online in-laws, guys, you're not liking the videos. It's only 40 likes, and we've got 748 people on the live stream. Please give us a thumbs up. If you have forgotten to do so, please do so now. I beg of you. Thank you very much for liking as you are coming in. God bless you. Yeah, let's just calm down and have a conversation around this. So, the brother, I didn't even know they are related. Somebody came online and said that the divorce is not happening. No, that is lies. However, there are so many instances that I can demonstrate to you why I am leaning towards believing that this story is true. There is no way you'll be married to a man as powerful as Pastor Ayo. He's celebrating 50 years on the pulpit, and the wife is only in the UK here. UK to Nigeria is 6 hours. These people are filthy rich. Is it that she cannot afford a plane ticket to Nigeria? No, all is not well. For her not to be in that service is a very significant ceremony. For her not to be in that service, and she was online presenting program, not like she was, no, she just disappeared. Oh, she was online. So I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but there are some things that you can see that can point you, you know, that can evidence what you are trying to say. So Falagan, he calls himself Honorable Falagan. Nkechi ex boyfriend, that one that they were dragging each other. You know that one, the one that lives in the UK here, that says he's honorable. Just lover calls him baby politician. He was the one that released a statement saying that there's nothing like that, that the sister is married. Let me read it to you. He said, my sister is not divorced. He's denying it fiercely that, he put a statement where the blogs carried it on Instagram. She said, my sister is not divorced and will never be divorced. This claim is without evidence, as some social outlets framed it. Before you share a story, kindly spend a moment evaluating the evidence, attaching a family name First of all, nobody called your name. We didn't even know you are related. So why are you saying that they attach your family name? You are the one that is telling us now that this mommy Helen is related to you. Nobody know. We all know her as what the church people call her, mommy Helen or mama Helen, and other people call her Mrs. Oritsejafor. That's all we know her for. Nobody knew she was related. So Ogbeni, stop chasing clout. We know you for that. You and Nkechi, that's what you guys do. Anyway, he said that attaching their family name Falagon to, or Faligan to, sorry, I can't pronounce it very well, Faligan, to infidelity is not only disgusting, but an abhorrence of total and totally unacceptable. Falagon family are known for their strong family principles. I support good journalism, but I criticize stories that are poorly researched and downright misleading. Use your media literacy to discern and amplify truths that are backed up by good evidence. Kindly desist from further lies. And he wrote at the end, Okpeyemi David Falegan, Mama Helen's Orishajefor's brother, clearing the air. We didn't know. Honestly, I didn't know they are related. I'm sure a lot of people didn't know. Anyway, this is what he said. Yeah, this is what he said. Film guest said, I watched Falagan's interview with Daddy Free. So arrogant and childish. Nkechi really... okay. Oh. It is well. Anyway, this is why people are making two and two in this situation. It's not easy to be far-fetched. So she's been online on the day that her husband is supposedly having 50 years on the pulpit, which is a big deal. That Pastor Ayo has been a minister for 50 years. That's the picture on the right here. And while Pastor Ayo was on, was the people he had guests, it was a big ceremony in his church. His wife was in London doing early morning prayer online on Facebook. He didn't send a message to say, "Oh, congratulations to my husband, 50 years, on the throne of grace or something. I celebrate you. I'm not here today, but I pray that no congratulating message, nothing." She totally ignored it. So what are you talking about, Ogbeni? Abba, people are not. We are not so daft now. People can read in between the lines. He never said anything. As a matter of fact, she was online every single day on her Facebook doing her own ministry. She was doing her own ministry. So that's why a lot of people were like, okay, if she didn't attend, she's online and she didn't attend, then there's something wrong. Hold on a minute. See what I mean? Yeah, she was online. Let me show you one of the posts that she did online. And people have time to really go into these things. I didn't do this. I saw it on where people, investigative journalists, they went there, and they observed that it was the same day that, Daddy Ayo was doing his 50 years on of ministry. November 10th, she was online at 10. Look at it. November 10th, 5:55 a.m. She calls the show Command the Day Prayers. She does this every day. So she's actually here, in the UK, doing her own thing online. And there was no message, but she was online. So she definitely knows, because they've been married for 25 years. So it's not something that was foreign to her, that she doesn't know the anniversary. They usually celebrate anniversaries and things like that. So there's something going on. But what we are hearing is that there's a lot that happened since 2020 and that they are no longer together, and she took the children and relocated to the UK. Unconfirmed reports said this is what is going on, that there's a lot of fight. As a matter of fact, I read it somewhere that Pastor Ayo ran away from home And he didn't return back home until the wife left home. I don't know if this is true. I'm just saying allegedly. They made it sound like she was the aggressor in that article, that he was worried about his own safety. That's why he now left his house for her. And that he didn't return back to the home that they shared together in Nigeria, in Warri, until she left Nigeria. How is your husband celebrating 50 years? I think this is what finally make people confirm that, okay. This is what made people say, okay, yeah, there's something going on. Yeah. BOA said the occasion was his 50th anniversary and 70th birthday. You see? Thank you so much for clarifying that. You know, I said it that he will be in his 70s. I knew. Because it's not a spring chicken. Pastor Ayo has been around for a long time. I used to enjoy his preaching. I'm not going to lie. They were the first people that started preaching on television back in the day. Here and Archbishop Benson Idahosa. They were the first to take preaching, ministry to television. Then there was no internet. There was no mobile phone. There was nothing. It was just NTA and, all those other local channels in Nigeria. Annie, you said that you heard Pastor Ayo didn't allow her to take the children. Okay. I mean, there's a lot of information going on social media. I was thinking that in my own mind, I was thinking personally that the best thing to do in a situation like this is to issue a statement. People don't know how to handle PR in Nigeria. And that's why there's always a lot of misinformation going on. PR is not something that a lot of people know how to manage. If you are a big person like this, a man of God, you've got, a huge followership, people love and respect you. He was camp president. And he's the only Pentecostal pastor that's ever been camp president. He's well respected in Nigeria. As far as I know, Pastor Ayo has never been in any scandal. He's one of the ones that they call the daddies in the Pentecostal Pentecostal kingdom. I don't know what word to use now. Orokpo. Like all the younger pastors, the younger ones now, they all reverence people like him because they were the ones that started, this form of preaching. So they respect him. So I'm sharing my link for real. If you want to come and speak, come and tell us what you don't know. So what I'm saying is that if I were close to him or anybody that knows them, they should have issued a statement before this thing got this far. Because there's no way people will not find out. You can't keep a story like this forever. Because there are people that are well known. It will come out one way or the other, even with all the denying that baby politician is denying. That one, could run anything. People will still find out. People go to his church now. They don't see Mommy Gio. She's very, very colorful. Can't you see all her hats? If you're a member of that church and you stop seeing all these kind of hats, you too, would you not suspect, it's not one day, it's not 2 days, it's not 1 week, it's not 2 weeks, if you haven't seen your pastor's wife for a year, 2 years, tongues will definitely wag. People will talk. You can't stop people from talking. It's normal. They will talk. And if it's true, the story that they were saying that police came into the property, into the church, because she came into the church, and now it's like they're trying to come after each other, then people witnessed it. They will talk. So, yeah. But I mean, what I want us to bear in mind in all this is that at the end of the day, these are just people. Okay? And life happens to all of us. Divorce happens to people. And it can happen to pastors as well. It does happen to pastors. So the day that Nigerians will learn to distinguish between God and man, and to understand that pastors are human beings, that's the day they will you stop being overly disappointed. Manage your expectation. Allah is always telling us that we should manage our expectations. A lot of Nigerians don't know how to manage their expectations. Okay. Sam Olu said there was a scandal where he was using his private jet for money. Wow. That's serious. I don't think I caught that one. Thanks for telling us. He was using a private jet for money. Wow. Carrying money abroad, ló bá tán. It is well, oh. Yeah, Nigerians need to understand that pastors are people, and sometimes their marriages too may fail. So don't be too shocked. That's just what I'm saying. They are human beings. Okay. And I don't think, yes, you say that, okay, to whom much is given, much is expected. They are ministers of religion, they are respected, they. So their marriage cannot fail. That's not true. The devil tempts us in different ways. It tempts us in different ways. I'm sure they didn't want this to happen, but life happens. It does happen. They are people. They are just people, just like you and I. So people should learn to manage their expectations. Okay, I'm taking some calls now because I'm going to be out of here very, very soon. If you got something to say, I'm just going to take a few calls. Please join me very quickly. Thank you so much. Fari, welcome.
Auntie B, happy Sunday.
Same to you. How are you?
I dare. I just want be I since I noticed for some days ago, say you want to talk about this matter. So I will purposely not come out. I say make I talk the truth before as an
Okay.
insider. Even if it is 5 minutes, I have to say before I start my day. The truth
Okay.
the truth is the marriage has been on the rock for a long time.
Really?
Yeah, for a long time because and even Papa Hayo had to leave the house because the woman abused. The woman was like fighting and those kind of things.
What
So
did they
that's
cause fights? What did happen? You know?
I don't want to go into those. I just want to tell you the truth of what is happening. I don't really want to bring out their matter out. You understand? It will be like a betrayal because of how close I am. But
Okay.
just for purpose of clarity and to the that Yeye Mawe talk yesterday say that sister the marriage is they are not divorced but they are separated. The wife lives in London now with the children,
Yeah.
and Papa Ayo asked her to leave the house because she come America and can't take award with 150 million naira from the church.
Jesus.
Yeah, so that was the reason Papa Ayo said if she should go and get the money back. If she cannot bring
He
the
said,
money back,
he said,
then she should
no,
not
no,
come to
hold
the
on a minute, my dear. She take award. What kind of award be that for
I don't know.
150
I
million?
don't even know the award. I can't even remember the name, but she got and she paid money to get that award. So that is the cause of the separation. So Papaya asked her to get the money back. If she cannot get that money back, then she should not come to the house. So that is the reason why she lives. She's in the UK and Papayo is in Nigeria doing everything. It's just because of apart from other underlying circumstances. So like really, really, it's the marriage has been like a thorn in the flesh of Papayo. I'm not
Is
like
it?
condemning woman
Let me
here.
ask you this, my darling.
Yeah.
This is not anything because is there a significant age difference between them?
I won't use the word significant because it was marriage by consent.
No,
So
no, no,
even
no,
if,
no. No, that is it's not consent. I'm asking. I'm just saying. Say, what I'm asking. Say, Papa, your senior
yes,
in
it's
wife,
senior and well,
senior
senior
and
and well.
where it goes
Yeah.
senior and with something like maybe 15, 20 years. It go reach.
You not reach 20, but senior and well.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
There's a reason why I'm asking. I'll get to it later. Oh, yeah, they talk.
Okay. So now the reason they are not like divorce go with papers, they are just separated. They are not living together. And
Okay.
why they were even living together, the man had to leave the house because of abuse.
I read
That's
it somewhere that she's the aggressor. Yeah, I saw it somewhere. I thought they
she's
were being
very, very
malicious.
aggressive. And she was also another thing. She was like, trying to claim ownership of all the properties. So to even call the man, tell the man, say, in a co-founder, and the man might be the founder of everything. But she was trying to, she was not regarding the man anymore as the owner and the authority of everything that she is. So there
Hmm.
are a lot of things. That's what I just want to say. I don't want to talk too much because I
Hmm.
don't want to bring up people's dirty lineage in public. So
Hmm.
that's just the truth is that they are separated, they are not divorced. And the main reason for that separation, like what did they say be the knife where cut the thing. Now that award where she go take with money,
Ha. Now so
yeah.
the title serious. Now doctorate. I've been awaiting be.
Some people they are obsessed with recognition. She came to the United States to get the award. They're obsessed with
Wow.
those recognitions. So that was the nail that really
Somebody said
that
that they fight for
everything.
property. And somebody
And
also tell us now for comment section saying now 20 years
hello,
now papa 20 years.
yeah.
Hello?
I don't want to talk the exact age difference. That's why I just use the word the
No, you know
age.
the reason why they ask about that age thing?
Why?
Because so Pastor Ayon now not be spring chicken in a 70-year-old man and 70-year-old in an elderly man now, apart from the fact that he's a pastor. At that kind of age now, say man go down the weak for body small. And if you can't be say that they get any kind of disagreement for house goes where you can't they physical.
Mm-hmm. Hello, hello.
Now I make for these years in ministry, he get money, is well respected and known.
Yeah.
For him to come out for house for woman for Naija. Now Naija they talk, not be obodooyinbo. Woman not they drive man come out for house for Naija. That tells me something. You understand? I don't need to date there to put two and two together. You understand? It tells me something that maybe he don't want to do anything when he won't regret, when he go regret. As a
Yeah.
man of God, and also because he has a huge congregation, people where they look up to, and I make it rather just carry himself,
Come out.
just come up for the house. Yes. Now I make her they ask about the age, not be say I just
No
didn't nosy. You
Okay.
understand?
No problem. I
Mm.
understand. Okay, no worries.
Anyway, thank you.
Oh, anyway, somebody else don't tell you the age difference.
Uh,
All right.
okay. Thank you. You
You're
do
welcome.
well, yeah. Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
my dear.
Bye.
Okay, thank you for it. He don't tell us. He say no, then where, but you don't want talk too much. So I be one when I set up the show before I be one talk because all the time when they talk about, when they talk about all these DV matter, now mostly men from the men angle with the look and but sometimes now women they be the perpetrators sometimes. And if what are the year now true, say she carry 150 million. You see all these churches get money, Bra Patrick. See money. Just to
I leave that. Ayo Nakura now. Ayo now one of those Papa Idausa son now. He don't think now for ministry. So
to collect title.
yes, now say there was a time that he has a private jet that
Eh?
they saw dollars in that private jet was trying to transfer it, move it to another country.
Eh?
Then get money and leave that thing. Yeah, one
Wow.
of those things, some women, let me just put this straight. Some women are troublesome. I'm not generalizing it. I'm just some women, especially
Yeah.
those that you can even see that from the brother, the way the brother is talking, so rude.
Who give him permission to even talk self? Who gave him permission to go and speak?
He
Did they
say
send
he say his sister na billionaire. Say their papa get money well, so and so. That guy.
what I hear me say the sister was working with him before his wife died. Before Pastor your first wife, before he delete, say this woman, this Pastor Helen she wasn't a pastor then. She was working with him. Now I say Maria. I don't know if it's true.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. But I need one of my friends too. He's late now. He was an inspector general of police. The wife was telling me how the woman, then they deal with them for the church. And these are strong Christians. And one of their friends had to leave the church because of the woman. I know she's a strong lady. Some ladies are, very, don't know, grill. Based on their background, like I said, you can even get that from the brother, And there's a lot of indication that all is not well. If that man at that age is celebrating 50th birthday,
70th birthday.
50th in ministry, and this man,
You didn't show. You did Facebook. She was doing program on Facebook live.
Yeah. Somebody, it happened that way, especially in the ministry. I know somebody that happened to, but the husband married quick immediately. Even, I knew them in California, and, one of my pastor friends went to their house and said, who asked the ministry? Is it your wife or this woman? The woman not even talk. The man just leave us.
Okay.
Yes. I'm not talking about this. I'm similar case. So the man not married, but the woman too still they doing ministry.
I see.
Prayer is still they do prayer, just similar. Still they do prayer ministry at the same now, you know. But
They
the
said
man
she was a member of Redeem, that she was working in a bank. She was a Redeem member and working in a bank before they introduced her to Pastor Ayo. After his wife, first wife.
Whenever I come to Pastor, I comes to Holy Ghost, what's it called? Holy Ghost Convention. Gio used to introduce me as my in-law. Yes, I can confirm that. So the lady, the family, they are related to Pastor Dubois. So that's how Pastor Dubois used to introduce Pastor. I say my in-law. He preaches every year convention at the camp. So Ayo is a strong guy. You know, some guys, you know, they want to do what they want to do. You can't do them nothing. Even though they have a troublesome women, a wife, but you know, you can't do them anything. You can't. Ayo know where it's going to. You know what I mean? He's a cool guy. Ayo, Pastor.
Honorable man now. He's an honorable man now.
Yes, I know many years in the country. Yes, he's a very. He has the calling. He's a strong. Now, rich and good man. You know what
Anybody
I mean?
if he survived for Pentecostal those days when they start.
Yes.
It's easier now. Back then it wasn't easy.
Yes, you know, it was Pastor. I was the Bishop. That was our son. He left the ministry, came back. That was prayed for him again. You know that kind of all those as a stubborn, but he has the calling. So sometimes you just cool down for some women and say, "Well, I know what I'm doing." You know, some women are troublesome. That are there to derail you, but you just have to. And everybody has his own cross. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he has his own.
Somebody in the comment section said that she's taking 80% of Pastor Ayo's assets.
Let her take it. That doesn't mean Ayo will still be Ayo. You know, so that's why I say some women they go say they're not go grill. They're go grill. Hey, some women they're go grill, then go one fight to do all those things, but you know. You just have to, you don't want to allow, you know, domestic violence to be involved, or maybe say, when they accuse you, say you want to delete time and all those things. You just have to be very careful. Yes, but from all indication you can see now, see that, yeah, man. And you know, there are a lot of men of GEOs that will have been advising even Ayo, say, okay, take it easy.
He has a lot to lose now. He has much to lose.
Even last week, he preached at the camp during the Holy Ghost Congress. He preached. You know, we don't discuss this matter for men of prestige. We don't talk. We don't talk. Allah don't bring him now. He was there with Abiara Concord. They were there to preach. So life goes on. The lesson is to all of us that whatever happened, life must go on and to be.
Now so.
Yes, you have your own life to live now. You know what I mean? What of all the pastors that their wife died? Are they the cause? So, you know, some of them, their wives suffer with them in the ministry and they got deleted. You know what I'm saying? So life must continue. That's how I see life. Yeah, life must continue. It is well, you know, we don't have any concrete information, but we can see from all indication. The woman is not present, you know. You can see the other one where the brother they talk. That one, you know, and saying, just they talk anyhow. It doesn't have any point. Abusing people, talking, he's doing this, he's doing that. During what's it called? They are the free shows. Like I said, it's not a spokesman to the family. So why didn't Ayo come out, Pastor Ayo, and say this is what's going on? So the guy doesn't know what to say. Say my sisters, because at your age. Are you supposed to even come out? Even when they are the free, you are not supposed to come out in that regarding that sensitive issue. You don't have to. You are not and they must come out and speak with Daddy Freeze. She will have known say this guy said, waiting they do him. If there's any, yes, church never put anything out. Now they come out, they can't defend your sisters. You spoke to your sister, you call him.
He's always chasing cloud. That one they know and where now. You know, see, ordinary dates when first of all they faked a marriage. Yeah, and Ikechi go fake say they are married. Later, when the relationship no work, they wash themselves for outside like they wash Ashoki. And so they wash themselves for it was so shameful, honestly. Nobody they take that one seriously.
Yeah, so from there you will have known. See, Well, we'll just be praying for them. Everything will be unfolded soon. There's nothing hidden on his son, my sister.
Now so.
It is
Yeah,
well.
coach, it be like say you get something against this Pastor Ayo because the kind of the things where you don't dey talk since, eh? Do you have you have a personal issue with him? I beg, if you get personal issue with him, you better go and take it up with him. Not be here. You go score that matter where you get with him. So Jotori along. Take it easy.
Who is
You
that?
just be saying all sorts of things. I don't know what she they talk. Well, he or she they talk for comment section. Just they talk. I don't know what they talk. They talk things where I don't know. I beg. We are not here for that. I beg. We are just here to talk about the divorce and like Pastor Brad Patrick said, that life goes on. Me, I'm particularly interested in the angle where the speculations that she is the aggressor and what this means for men when it be saying a woman nine be the person where they perpetuate the DV. This is the area we're looking at, not all these things where you they talk. So I don't understand what you mean by that. I beg, no, let me put you on timeout or block you. Calm down. I beg. That's the last one.
Leave those kids. You know, that was this radio program, Christian program I was listening to. The man said they were having issue with the husband and the husband. So they invited their neighbor. So their neighbor, they were hugging each other, kissing, putting food. As soon as they left, the woman said, "You see, I told you. Look at what this man is doing." They were Auntie B. It's a few months. He said then they divorced. Say, "Oh my God."
Yeah, that's I'm interested in that because as Nigerians, now, Brabati, we tend to look up to our men of God too much. We see it's almost like seeing men of God is seen is God. Some people have replaced their God with pastors. So people need to learn to manage their expectations. So if people marriage break, also in the human being, some people will now be saying, this, that, it means maybe my own marriage will not work. And now they're the same waiting. Is it your life? You get 150 million. They say somebody go take 150 million, collect award. Do you have that money?
Wow.
Eh? So even if it doesn't work, they both enjoyed, the life of luxury, affluent, private jet. How many? Me, I never enter private jet. How many of us here don't enter private jet before? So, I mean, online laws, especially church members, need to just be calming down. You have your own life. At the end of the day, when we finish deliberating on all these things, everybody go out, go face your own life. So, to carry somebody matter for her there, what would they do on small? Because it not consign us.
And to be even time, sir, your woman might say, "I need time with you." You know what I mean? Say, "I need time. I know you service other people."
You see, somebody is saying, for real, is telling me now. So that somebody in the comment section is saying that if I make, I don't even repeat what he talk. Anyway, thank you for real for confirming that for me. Thank you. Why, bro, Patrick?
I said, so your woman, if you tell you, say, I need time with you. That you are always there for everybody traveling. What about me? That man might even say no.
To marry pastor no easy. I don't go lie.
I know.
It's not an easy thing.
I know. It's not easy. You don't know what. It's not. People just look at money. Is she on private jet now?
I think the allegation of cheating, even if I heard correctly.
You see now. Let me round up. There was one. I listened to a lot of Christian. There was this in book couples. So the lady was married to this guy. He's a pastor and he's a music director as well. So the man used to travel. The woman said, "I need you." They have little kids, 2 boys.
Oh, wow.
So the man used to travel, say, I need to take care of the house. So there was one brother working in the church who come and play with the boy. The boy would be sweaty. The woman now like the boy. This brother. Before you know it, the brother carry out the wife, a pastor wife. Pastor wife get pregnant too. So the pastor wife just break down. She has to tell the husband, this is what happened. So the elders see that, say, wow, well, there's nothing they can do. They have the baby, they didn't give it to this man. All this white man, they went for counseling, but the damage has been done already.
Did they remain in the marriage? The pastor remained in the marriage.
The woman was the one that was narrating the story. They remained in the marriage, my sister.
Why? Because of shame?
Yeah, the woman came out, and the man accepted. The man said it was his fault. They
We
went
had
for
another
cancer.
story like that happened in a Redeemed church in Canada. Somebody came and told us the story one time. We're talking about pastors here. That there was an affair, and even in fact, she ended up sending me the pictures of the. Till today, they are together. There was a big scandal in the church. Somebody had an affair, and the child was born and everything. They didn't. They still stay together. Our people would do anything just to maintain. That's why I say Nigerian marriages are. Some people will do anything to maintain
Yes.
that fake front that they are married.
Yes. So it happened live. The woman came out in a podcast. They showed the family, all other kids, they have white hair. This boy has black hair. They showed the boy. The man accepted it. I said, oh my God. This love, Auntie B. Even as I did, so I did run. Oh.
You
I
don't
did
fear?
run. I did run.
Why you running? Patrick, don't run, no.
I'm not saying, the Bible says we should flee from every appearance of evil. How many people are the mean counseling and not at the run.
So, yeah, no, that one you
I
have
did
to.
tell my wife, say this will
That
not
one you
be
have to run, no.
this will not
Before
be.
you go, I don't know whether you heard Bio lost his mother, our brother
I already
Bio.
call him. I already call him.
And
That
I didn't know you were aware.
Bio is my brother now. I already called Bio now.
Please, over the farm, our brother Bio lost his mother a few days ago in Nigeria. If you follow him on Instagram, please send him a message. He's in the US group, so send him a prayer, please. Our thoughts are prayer with you, my brother Bio. God will keep you.
Yes, I already called
God
my
will preserve
brother.
you and your family.
Auntie B, make with the carry cruise go. I did. All right.
Thank you. All right, brother Patrick. I appreciate you, sir.
All right.
Yeah, that's just it. Anybody that is looking at another because you say the person is a pastor or they are leaders or ministers, because of that, you need to manage your expectations about people, what you think of other people. Kings, they divorce. Pastor, they divorce. Bishop, they divorce. Imam, they divorce. Alhaji, everybody, it happens. Human beings are human beings first before all these titles. Yeah. Yeah, Samolu. Bio lost his mother a few days ago. Unfortunately, she went to be with the Lord. So please reach out to him. Let's show him over the farm love. Oh, he's in a very dark place at the moment. I remember when my own mom went. It was this time of the year too, and it was very difficult. It's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing. Abby, you want gist? Not be me get the gist, so without gist and pass. Now somebody can't give us the lowdown about that Canada one. It was real. They're born picking, they carry on the marriage. The point I'm trying to make in all this is that sometimes we as Christians need to, hold on to God and also Jesus only. Okay, so your pastor is important, because he's your set man, he's the one that you prays for you, that preaches to you. Yes, so they're important in your life, but you don't use them to place God. God will always be God. Okay. And so when you manage your expectations and you begin to see pastors as men, just mere mortals like me and you, when something like this happens, then your disappointment will not be too much, because you already see them as a human being. But when you put them in a pedestal and you make them semi-Jesus, then when something happens like this, you see people, they will be crying. People will be so disappointed. Some people will leave the church. How can my pastor do this? How can this? They are humans. That's my point. So I'm going to leave very soon. If you have something to say, quickly join us, please. I'm still sharing my link in the comment section. But the last thing I wanted to say before we end today's broadcast is about, when older men who marry younger men and younger women, like they said, Pastor Ayo is 70 years old now, right? That he celebrated his 70th birthday, and 50 years on the pulpit. I disagree. I usually condemn marriages when the age gap is too big, but African men love younger women. They do. I'll give you a very quick example. I have a friend here who his first marriage ended, and he has 3 children from that first marriage. And he was always saying that if he marries again, he's not gonna have children. He doesn't want to have children anymore. That's what he was telling everybody. My people, this uncle went and got married to a 20-something-year-old girl, right? And the girl already has one child. Before you know, he started having children. He had one. Now the girl says she wants another child. He said, lie. He's not having children anymore. You see, if he had married somebody, he's in his 50s, almost 60. I think he's nearly 60. If you had married somebody who at least is in their 40s, maybe that person has been married, and they have their own children, their life for the sweet. But today, now, yeah, and a wife now gbas every day now. He's not even enjoying the marriage now because the age gap is too much. There are always things that don't align. And so what I was going to say about this Pastor Ayo's one, if it's true, what people are saying that she's the one that is the aggressor. When a man who is matured like this and, elderly, 70 years, and the woman is doing gra and they have problems like that, if the age gap is too big like that, she will have the strength to be showing him pepe. She will show him pepe where. You understand? Because he is too weak now, or, there are so many things. So, I mean, sometimes women are the aggressors. Make we not just assume say now all cases of DV na only man. No. Women too. Some women, there is a bit break things, so there is a bit fight, so they will squeeze your shirt before they talk another thing. They will don't hold your shirt, they squeeze your shirt. Say, today you must give me, today you must do this, today you must do that. So they go. I know of women from Nigeria will be say before they get any quarrel with their husband, they will break television, break everything, go they destroy things for house. That might not be juju. Make it they destroy property for house because when I get this disagreement. Not be juju be that one so. So if they are saying that she was showing him pepe to the point of taking 150 million allegedly to go to the America to go and get a title, it is well. Debbie, welcome. Unmute yourself, please. That is serious. Very, very serious.
Good evening, Bree. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Welcome. Where are you joining us from?
London.
Oh,
Good
hi.
evening.
What do you have to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that no matter who is at fault in a divorce is a very negative thing, and it's very impactful on the people. I'm talking about the two people themselves, Pastor Ayo and Sister Helen. And I just really want to encourage that. Honestly, I wish that they would have people in the inner caucus who are supporting them, to pray for them, to show them grace, to just really pray for them, because divorce is like a passing away. It's like a deletion. So regardless of who it was that was the perpetrator, the person who was the DV perpetrator, or the other weaker person, both of them are going to really go through a lot of psychological distress over the next year, a lot of emotional distress, just as though somebody passed away. So you're talking about the denial, the anger, and some of the anger might be one of the things that we're hearing about. She did this, she said that, and all of that. Also, the depression will hit eventually when all of this news and social media calms down and everybody goes. So honestly, I really wish them the best. I pray that for the future, I pray that there'll be people in the inner caucus who would really support them. And if we can, let us just say a word of prayer for them in our own private times. Because Pastor Ayo really sowed a lot into the body of Christ. I grew up in Nigeria, and he was a blessing to us in church in those days when I was only a very young girl. He was such a blessing. He was such a blessing. And this is, for me, this is very sad. But another point I would like to make is that I would wish that Nigerian society would be more transparent regarding marital issues. So was there a platform for them to have sought marital counseling? Was there? I'm not just talking about pastor friends, geos, daddy geos, mommy geos up there. I'm talking about proper counseling from qualified people, qualified psychologists, counselor therapists, who could have probably 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, help them to navigate the challenges and the issues that were showing up in their marriage, because they are a very high celebrity couple, very visible, very public. it would have just been ideal if they also could have taken that time out. And so if there's anybody who is listening to this who has a public life, a celebrity life, also remember your own home, remember yourself, remember your wife, or your, like Pastor Brother Patrick just said, the fact that the wife needs attention as well. So who is supporting, counseling, and are they listening to anyone? Do they have like accountability partners as individuals and as a couple who is saying, okay, how is your marriage doing? Yes, you're ministering to all of these church members, but both of you, how are you doing? And the last point I'll make before I leave is about the children. The children are going to be hurting a great deal from now for a couple of years at least. And so let's say prayer for these children. I really wish that children will be taken into consideration in this matter. It doesn't matter whether they came by IVF, by adoption, by surrogacy. They are human beings, they are children, and they're not mature enough. They're not mature enough to analyze something so deep and so painful. A lot of children take it to themselves as though it was their fault. Things like, oh, if I had good grades in school, if I was passing my maths and English, maybe daddy and mommy would still be together. Or if I was cleaning my room all the time, maybe my dad or my mommy wouldn't have left. So those kinds of things, I pray that the children will find therapy, counseling, rather than just this media circus and people coming to talk and lying and pretending that they know in the intimate things that happen in people's bedroom. So I just really wish both of them, the five of them, Pastor Ayo, Sister Helen, and the three children, I really pray that God would comfort them and show them a way forward and help them navigate the next few years, because it's going to be very, very challenging creating a different future apart. Thank you, Sis B.
Thank you so much, Debbie. I appreciate you. You are a much
Thank you.
better person. You are a kind-hearted person, Debbie. God bless you. A lot of people were disagreeing with you when you were saying that you should say a prayer that it was a good. In fact, I choose not to see those comments because it's not about his person or whether he's a good pastor or he's not. I'm deliberately ignoring those comments. I'm seeing them, but I'm ignoring them because it's not, the show is not about him as a man of God, is about the divorce. So let's focus. Let's focus on what we are here to talk about. Another thing some people have been raising in the comment section that is quite important is about when we're talking about the age disparity is kerewa. Okay, when there's a big age gap like 20 years, how do you keep up with a woman who is just 50 now and you are 70 with the kerewa? Some people in the comment section were saying, if you are 70, you can still be very, very hot. But we know that is not a reality for everybody. When you are old, as you are aging, other things set in. Some people have medical health condition. Even something as ordinary as high blood pressure can impact on your performance. And if a woman doesn't feel fulfilled in the other room, she can become very restless. And at least if you follow Pastor Shola, you know what I'm talking about. Lately, it's like Pastor Shola opened the door for people to pour out their hearts regarding what is happening to them in their if you go to Pastor Shola's Instagram, you go run. They cannot, Nigerians, if they know that they can speak anonymously, they can't. It's like confession. It's like they are like witches that are confessing every day. People are saying, oh, I've been married for 12 years. I've been married for 10 years. We've only carried her 3 times. We've only done this. One said that the husband did not carry her. They were doing this. They found out the husband is gay. At one day, Pastor Sholana said, please, my head is aching. Shop is closed today. I am tired. So that's another thing. And again, carry-less marriage is a big problem because we are women, Taramban Tower. If you're a woman that you are really, you enjoy, spending time with your husband and you enjoy carry, because not all women like carry, some don't. And you are not getting it. Wahala lobade o. Wahala ni. Okay. I pinned this comment because I wanted to read it. Emmy said, my mom just walked in now telling me how she had witnessed this woman. I believe you're talking about Mr. Oritsejafor, that she was beating up an elderly staff. She's well known here in Warri for being very aggressive. But I didn't realize this was this bad. Wow. So she seems like someone that has a temper from what your mom is witness, Abby. Hmm. Okay, no, don't let your female bias enter. Oh, Amy, I'm saying your post again that my female bias is still wondering what Papa Ayo did. No, we don't do that. No, there's nothing he could have done that will make his wife to be putting her hands on him. No, you know how we do it here. If it's a woman, we don't ask that question. Let's not ask it because it's the other way around now. It is wrong. If it's true, then it's definitely wrong. You shouldn't do that, especially because they call this group of people vulnerable adults. That's what they call them in this part of the world. If you try it, police will come and carry you. You don't do that. It's not right. You cannot be exploiting somebody because they are elderly and because you have more strength, physical strength than them, whatever it is. If you have issues, people need to learn how to communicate and use their words instead of using their hands or using their mouth to be saying things that will hurt other people. It's not right. No. Yeah, it's not right at all. Okay. Edgy Love, you are my last but not the least caller. Welcome.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. Where are you joining us from? And what do you have to say?
I'm joining from Ireland. Um, what I just wanted to say was just to talk about like the age difference because one thing I've noticed, especially like say seeing certain videos on YouTube where they say that where they kind of give the impression that as a man you have many options because the older women get, they have less options, but men keep having options because you can date a younger woman. I think that like even though that is true, that always opens men up to problem because you are dating a woman who is young at that time, but she has 20 years to grow. Do you get? So you don't know that 20 years gap, you guys are not on the same level. So by the time she grows, she might grow up, she might grow into something that you are something that you never thought she was going to be. And that's something that I always see like with marriages that have this age difference. At first, the woman is a novice, she's depending on them, and she's really sweet because she needs them. Do you understand? But once she's married to them and everything they have is technically hers, it's possible that she can change because when I read like what she did about, trying to take stuff for herself and everything, you realize that like she is operating in a very different way to how he might have known her before. So that's something I just wanted to contribute. The fact that like even though men can technically have more options because the older they get, they have more money so they can attract younger women. But the truth of the matter is that yes, you have that option, but it doesn't mean it's going to be a healthy relationship dynamic.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thanks for calling us from Ireland. You nailed it. You're completely right. Yeah. They might marry you for your money, but 10 years, 5 years down the line, it's another story. Grace found me has just, given a very good summary of it. She said, I am 36 years old and my husband is 53 years old. I can see what gaps in marriage can do in marriages. I can't advise any woman to marry any man older than them with 5 years. Yes. Yeah, I agree with you. To be honest, if it's possible to change your age. Oh my God, you people say, Auntie B, you come again. No, you know me, I have to always say my own. I'll talk my own. If it's possible, you know how these days, this day and age, women are dating younger men and marrying younger men. If you are looking to date, don't even think that because it's younger men. Because back in Nigeria, back in the day, they used to frown at it. Ah, you are too old. You are you are marrying your mother. Say, women in their 50s should date. If you want to date younger, if you're in your 40s, you want to date younger, so be it. One thing I also learned about this age thing is that maturity doesn't always have to do with age. Okay. So you see some 50-something-year-old people and they are not as matured as some 30-something-year-old. Maturity is a function of you know, your development and how, you've exposed yourself and you are willing to learn. That is what informs your maturity. You see some people in their 60s, they are still not matured. They'll be behaving like babies. They'll be behaving anyhow. And this is both men and women. But you see some younger people, they are so matured. Be wondering, in those days when I was younger, they used to say that people that grandmother raised, that they mature very quickly because the grandmother will carry all the sense and put in their head. No, but there are some younger men that are very, very matured. It's true. It's true. I don't like that age gap thing at all. I don't. I don't. I don't. If I was still a single person and I'm younger, I think I'll probably even marry a younger person. Yes. Because women, our own maturity is too quick. We mature very quickly and everything. And people used to say that, oh, women, when you age, this, da, 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 da. No, it doesn't work like that. It's because a lot of people were not even, you know how we used to pretend now? Everybody is pretending, nobody's saying anything. That's why I say people should go and follow Pastor Shola's Instagram and see what is going on there. It is when you are ready, gone, that you are ready. That's when they will now say, no, this, so because of all this age gap is a problem. Is a problem. It's always very problematic. So, yeah, we need to just manage our expectations, and also the learning from there, especially for you brothers. You're looking to settle down. Don't be looking for somebody that is young enough to be your grandchild, though. Don't. You get why? Because you can, maybe you have money, like our last caller said, you have security that you can use to catch her. If you catch her, doesn't mean that in 10 years or even in 5 years she's still going to be the same person. She will now mature to become, she will now mature and become, maybe she didn't even know herself that time. Is that time she wants to, the Harry personality will now come out. Then you start having issues. You now say, she say, let's go here. You say, no, I can't go. I'm tired. Can't you see my age? My mates are not going there. But that is the time she wants to do all those things. Yeah, that's it. So I mean, that age disparity is something that people need to really consider very carefully. In 5 years' time, are you still going to be compatible? Especially with Kerewa. Would you be compatible in the bedroom? In 10 years' time, can you still can you still perform? Ask yourself, before you go and look for a small girl. Grace found me say, when I was younger, I was advised to marry an older man because they have retired from chasing women around. Who said so? And they can take care of you in every areas needed, but it's all lies. I wish I married a younger man. Wow. You've not seen some Baba Alaye that in their 70s they will still wear cap and be wearing t-shirt and jeans. Oh my God. These are just, things that people say. They are just people say things. They are retired. Okay. Some people never retire. They will chase girls to the day they are going to enter grand. You never see. I think the reason why a lot of people used to marry older men is because of security, financial security. That's why a lot of younger, like Regina Daniels, that married Ned Nwoko, is it not because he's a billionaire? It's because of money now. Right from time, the reason why fine young girls marry old men is because they have money. Okoya Thomas married a very young, beautiful, beautiful girl. He used money to dabaru her life. So all that one, he will not be chasing women around. Lori, he might still be chasing, no. Chasing women is not necessarily because he wants to do anything with some people. If they have that habit, it's just the thrill of it. I can still get a young girl, especially if they have money. It's the thrill of it, and it's a lifestyle as well. It's a lifestyle as well. If somebody has that lifestyle, some people never retire. Oh, Shoja, they will never hang up the boots. They will continue with that lifestyle. So these things are they are stereotypes. Sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not. Emmy said, Auntie B, but younger men are they're having ED more and more now because of Kerewa films. Is that so? Hey, Jesus. Wow. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. So I'm gonna call it a 9 today. Thank you everybody that joined in. Give us a thumbs up. The lesson for this is that I believe that Pastor Ayo's team, they should issue a statement. Just put something out there. This is what you are going through. Yeah, it's not the end of the world. Those who love you, love you. Who will follow you, follow you. Kò sí kan tó ń bọ̀ lókè tílẹ̀ ò gbà. Yorùbá ní, if you say we've never seen this thing before, it's just to scare the person that is experiencing it. Nah lie. It doesn't, there's nothing we've not seen before. So it's one of those things. The lesson for us is that manage your expectation. Yinka said, I know a 76-year-old man that left his wife of 40 years to get married to a 46-year-old lady with 2 young children, not minding whatever anybody says. Baba wants to start life all over again, no. Baba wants to start all over again. Age is only but a number. This said, all the men that tell women he will not marry a younger woman directly makes me feel they are saying that as a way to bully women into settling. Well, you know what they say now? They also say that older men will take care of you. But this they will see older men who can't even take care of themselves, and they marry younger women, to take care of them. It's happening as well. It's happening. They marry them and they bring them to America. Did you not see that video when that elderly man was yelling at the top of his lungs that the woman he married and brought to America was cheating, that he was even bringing men into the property? He was much more older than the woman. She didn't even care. Wow. Things are happening, it is well. May God help us. Manage your expectations. Brothers, please marry people who are at least in the same age bracket with you. I will always advise people to marry like that. Our sister said, not more than 5 years age gap. Anything more than that, wahala lo ba de. It might not show now. I think it's something that has to do with men's ego. When they marry a younger woman, it makes you feel younger. I don't know, maybe something like that. But before you know, it might not just be like that. She might have some resentment towards you if you cannot do your obligations as a man. One of the major reasons why women cheat is because of lack of emotional satisfaction. Kerewa lonjebe, kerewa. Go to Pastor Shola's page on Instagram. You will see. You will see. Mostly women. It's like confession. Everybody is saying their own. I can't take it anymore. I can't do this anymore. He doesn't touch me. That. He has problem. He doesn't want to take medicine. Even the medicine, I say, is a big problem. So what someone was saying, even though they haven't mentioned it, if that is part of the issues, I don't know. But it is a big deal for a 50-year-old woman like this Helen, and if she's 50 or early 50s and Pastor Ayo is 70, 20 years is a big age gap. At 20, you are retired. You are retired now. You don't tire. The man is preaching, he's traveling, he's doing a lot of things. He will be tired even if you use products. Meanwhile, the woman is just starting. Don't ask me how I know. I'm a 50-year-old, so I know. Oh my God. Yeah. It is well with us. May God help us to make the right choices regarding these things. Please, if you're a woman, don't take advantage, because Baba is old now, where you want to come and start doing what we frown against. It is not allowed. Say no to DV. DV to men too, it is not okay. Just because you're a woman, you cannot be squeezing a man's shirt and say, come and start beating me. That. No, it's not allowed. Leave Baba alone. Leave him to enjoy his retirement, please. All right. If you have issues, find a way, to work your issues out. And if it's something that you cannot take anymore, you've tried and tried, it's not working. You seek counseling, you've spoken to family and friends, and it's not working, then pack your bags and go. All right. So, but under no circumstances must you, as a younger woman, take advantage of an older person, an older man. Yolanda, you agree with me that 50 is just starting, eh? 50 is just starting. No, how many have we? We are just entering the game. We're just starting the game. I was having this conversation the other day. Yeah, one lady there said that she's 60 something, and she said her Kerewa game is still lit. I was like, egg by me. 60 something said her Kerewa game is on. Oh my God, it is well. Samolu said that he likes Pastor Kumuyi, that he married within his age bracket. When both of you are old, both of you will be tired. One person will not be doing free up and down. Everybody will respect their age. When you do small assertion, you'll be tired. You watch television and you will sleep. Both of you will sleep. But when one is 20 years younger, wala lobade. Yeah, Agbero behavior is not allowed, whether male or female. Let us treat one another with love and respect. And we wish them the very best of luck going forward. I hope they are able to find a way to work out these things, and I hope they find peace. And yeah, we're going to drop the curtains today. Thank you very much for watching. Give us a thumbs up. Gistmas continues tomorrow. There won't be any live stream tomorrow. Okay, but I will be dropping a video because it's Gistmas. We are still on the matter. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. I love you guys. God bless you. Please, if you follow Bio on Instagram or you are in the group, please send him a word of prayer for the loss of his precious mother. It's a very difficult period. We're sending him love and light, and we pray that the Lord will uphold him, the Lord will keep him and strengthen him through this very difficult period. Thank you very much, guys. I will speak to you in my next one. I love you. Have a good evening. Bye, guys. Bye.